What's up, believers? Welcome to Make Us Believe, a wrestling podcast by fans for fans. I am one of your hosts, Michael.
I'm your other host, John.
And today we are coming to you with a go home episode right before SummerSlam. It's been a couple weeks, so we've had some stuff go on, but honestly, not a lot. Like, I was really actually kind of surprised. Like, I was expecting more storyline building leading up to this, but I think that they're going in that route of our card speaks for itself, kind of, quote unquote. Like, look at our matches, they're so awesome, we don't really have to build these stories as much. Like, I don't know, are you getting that vibe?
Yeah, I thought at least for the Raw, I thought the go home episode was kind of lackluster, which sadly the go home episodes aren't really what they used to be as far as, you knew you were going to get a banger, but um I hear what you're saying. I do agree the card's pretty good, but yeah, I mean, I was kind of expecting a little bit more heat going into it.
Yeah, I do miss those because it was almost, I mean, it was the era of pay-per-view, right? So it wasn't just a
Yeah,
foregone conclusion of, yeah, you're gonna tune in because you just are. It's,
right.
we need to sell you this on the last minute to make sure that you're gonna give us your money.
That's an
And
absolutely true point.
yeah, and I hate that. I hate that they've gotten away from that because it's like my time is still money. Like, my effort is still money, like that. You look at it at me as a consumer and as, a statistic that equals out dollar signs in your bottom line. Fucking treat it that way.
I
Give
agree.
me some good banger episodes. Make me need to tune into this pay-per-view live instead of picking it up on, next week when I have downtime or something if I'm busy this weekend.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I literally just, I think I finished Raw on Wednesday. I didn't feel like a needing urgency to watch it all in one big spurt. And there wasn't, kind of like what we're saying, there's nothing that really drew me to kill it right away. Like I said, it's fine. I'm not saying the product's bad right now, but yeah, I totally agree with you. At this point, WWE has pretty much concluded that if you watch the show, you already subscribe to their shit, that you're going to be watching the PLEs. And yeah, like you hit it right on the head. They don't feel the urgency to try to sell the pay-per-view. As far as they're concerned, it's already sold. But yeah, when you got the go home episodes that were really turning it up, like that was the best.
Yeah. And it's not an era issue, I don't believe, because there's guys on like now that are obviously more talented than what some of the people that we had in the Attitude Era. They just are. Like, the game has evolved so much since then.
As far
We
as
have
ring
people,
work, but as far as selling
yeah.
the product or the match, I don't know. Like
Oh,
there's definitely
yeah.
give and take. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm like, yeah, in ring work and even on the mic, there's some people that are just standout stars. You look at the guys that made, you obviously are looking at The Rock, you're looking at Stone Cold, you're looking at HBK, like those kinds of guys. But like, there's other guys that were up there on the main event that weren't the strongest on the mic. And they're like, some of the guys now are a lot better. A lot of the girls are a lot better, like, and the in-ring work is there. I I think you're right though. Like, that shift in, hey, we're streaming, our product is basically on demand now, so we don't need to focus on selling the upcoming as much. Like, I think that's starting to become a lost art.
Yeah. Sadly, that's kind of where we're at. But who knows? Hopefully things change. Wrestling is always, pretty fluid as far as the direction they're going. So, and it's not like you never get a good go home episode. And we still have SmackDown to go. So yeah, I mean, who knows? We'll see. But yeah, right. As of right now, it makes you kind of long for yesteryear.
Yeah. Um, yeah, so I don't know. I guess with it being weird and there's not being any, like, oh my gosh moments, right? Like, I guess that we could just kind of go through the match order
Yeah,
and give our predictions and then just kind of like give our thoughts on the storylines or whatever leading up to it, if there are any. or
No,
maybe the
absolutely.
stones are pretty
I
straightforward.
I always have fun with the predictions. And do you wanna note our predictions so we can compare scores afterward, or you want me to?
Cool. You know what? Let's just both do it, just so we like double
Sure.
check.
Yeah, yeah,
Why
that
not?
sounds good. That sounds good. Um, yeah, so at least according to the card I'm looking at, it looks like, at least the first match projected for night one is the Hell in a Cell between Obafemi and Brock Lesnar. We've talked about this quite a few times, in previous episodes, but it's no secret that as much as I've enjoyed the career of Brock Lesnar, I believe this is Brock Lesnar's go home episode. And yeah, I think this is going to be it for him. I think he's going to retire in Minneapolis, and I think that he's going out putting Oba over. And this has been a fine enough build, I think. They had their moment with the Hell in a Cell, which was, the whole segment was a little bit silly as wrestling could be sometimes. You know, he
Yeah,
locked uh he locked Oba and the head sheds all in the cage. Not that the cage doesn't lift up and down like it's really going to be a huge issue, but it allowed him to talk a little smack, with him locked up behind the cage. It was fine, but yeah, I mean, as far as prediction for that match, I understand what they were doing with the trilogy. I think it's fine. I don't have any issue with it. But yeah, I think it points every direction to Oba's going to retire Brock. Brock's going to put him over. Oba's projected to be the next big star. I just don't see any world where Brock wins this match.
no. And if it did, it literally wouldn't make any sense at all.
No, it'd
And
be
if you're
dumb.
listening, like out there, creative, I know it's already in there, but if you have written this and you can make last minute changes, I'm telling you, that shit will not make any sense. I don't care how you try and spin it. Building up all of this just so Brock goes over is not it's not the way. I'm just saying it's not the way. So yeah, it sucks that it's this telegraphed, especially after he retired and like quote unquote like called it a day at WrestleMania, right? Like this is just a precursor, like that was a precursor like to what we already know now. So it sucks. I'm expecting it to be physical. I'm expecting it to be good. Like I'm
Yeah.
expecting this to be an enjoyable match. I do agree with you though. Oba takes it, Brock retires.
Yeah, yeah. Brock, he's been a freak athlete. I think he's going to leave it all in the ring this match. I agree with you. I think it's going to be a really good match. But yeah, I mean, you could say like, oh, it's Brock. He's in front of his friends and family at home. Maybe they want to give him the win there. You can't do that. I mean, it's an old school wrestling tradition where your last match you put the young guy over. I know it doesn't always go like that, but it should always go like that. And I do think that that's firmly what we're going to see. And you mentioned it, but yeah, it was like at WrestleMania or wherever they had their first match. I think it was WrestleMania. Um, Brock did the whole retirement thing there, and I mean, it seems unless it was just weird booking, which you see in wrestling time from time. It seems like maybe they called an audible and thought maybe it'd be better to milk this out a little bit more and let Brock retire at home. But yeah, either way, I'd be shocked if Oba didn't win this one.
Yeah. So next up we have the Bellas and Paige versus Fatal Influence. I I'm going to be honest with you. I'm excited that Fatal Influence is on the card. I could not give two rats asses about this. Like we've gone over this, guys. I don't like the Bellas. I don't think that they're talented. I definitely don't think that they deserve a spot on one of the big four like this. I don't think they deserve to be tag champions when they had it, or at least uh Bree and Paige, because Nikki got injured or whatever. And I mean, hey, if this is the way that Fatal Influence gets in, then great. Because I do love Fatal Influence. They're a classic heel faction. Given the girl power vibe on it, all of them are extremely talented. I can't say enough good things about them. So I'm excited for them in this match, but I'm not necessarily excited for this match. That being said, I'm gonna pick Fatal Influence because I feel like again, it's a bad call to get two Hall of Famers and a former retiree, the the win over the young up and comers who literally just got brought up to the roster a few months ago.
Yeah, I agree with 100% of everything you said there. I don't care about the Bella Twins or Paige. I've actually never found Paige very entertaining, if I'm being honest. Feel good moment for her returning at WrestleMania. Glad she got that. Um, Obviously they had a call an audible there with her and Brie Bella winning instead of Nikki, who got hurt. Now that Nikki's better, what I would guess if I could make an additional prediction on this match is that they'll lose, and then I think if you want any chance of the Bellas being entertaining, they turn on Paige after that match, sort of solidifying them being back together without Paige, and then you could have a little feud there, and then you can kind of let Paige try to do her own thing before she falls on her face, like she always does. I know that sounds harsh, but yeah, I mean, Paige just doesn't have the mic skills. She never has. And if I'm being honest, I think she's mediocre in the ring. Like nothing real special there. So yeah, I don't want to see the Bellas and Paige win. I wouldn't be shocked if they did, just because again, WWE does weird writing sometimes, and I know that they really want to push, these two Hall of Famers and Paige, who I would bet is a future Hall of Famer, whether I agree with her or not. But I don't think that's the right move. Fatal Influence came in fairly hot. Um, this little rivalry that they have going on with between the Bellas and Paige and Fatal Influence. It's been going on for a while, but it doesn't really even seem like anything special or memorable. I think it's time to move away from this. So, again, easy way to do that: have the Bellas turn on Paige after Fatal Influence beats them, and then they could start doing their own thing, and Fatal Influence can move forward.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I agree with that. I think that's what's going to happen. Like we called out the Bella Page heel turn like a while
yeah,
ago. Kind of
mhm.
as soon as it happened, like we were like, oh yeah, as soon as Nikki gets healthy, she's gonna come back. They're gonna turn on Page. They're gonna become heels and try and do something with them. I don't know. I don't know if it's just a cash grab for them or if like creative thought that bringing in some team like the Hall of Fame nostalgia kind of stuff would work. They did not pick the right team for this, in my opinion. And
No, not at all. There's just not enough
yeah,
talent there to lift them up, and they're bad on the
no,
mic too. They're another
yeah,
one. Like you got a three-woman thing here, and none of them have any mic skills, despite a decade plus of service. It's just bad. But yeah, I like Fatal Influence a lot. I'm excited for them moving forward, and I think a win against these three would be good for them, especially like I said, I don't see this feud carrying on after SummerSlam. So I'm looking forward to that one. And then the next match is actually one that I'm really looking forward to,
hell yeah,
between Gunther and Nick Aldis. Nick Aldis obviously been waiting patiently for a very long time after getting hired by WWE and putting in a on-screen executive role. He's a wrestler and through. This was a way to get to walk into the WWE door. He did his time for way longer than I think most people who are familiar with Nick Aldis expected. But yeah, I mean, Nick Aldis he's had a really good career outside of WWE. A lot of people aren't too familiar with it, but he was, when he started in TNA, I wasn't sold on him. He developed well in TNA though. NWA, he was awesome in. I actually did watch a good chunk of his time at NWA. Carried that championship with class. He's good on the mic. He's good in the ring. Big thing to look for is, realistically, there could be a lot of ring rust there at this point. Like I said, he's been doing this GM role for quite a while now. Hasn't had any matches, at least that we're aware of. So I really hope that he could perform to his standard. But overall, I'm just happy to see him back in the ring. As far as prediction for the match, that's a little tough because WWE has a way of going a different direction from what everybody else is wanting or expecting to happen. This is Nick Aldis. his first match back. I feel like everybody's wanting him to win. Everybody's thinking he's going to win. And I could just see creative being like, let's take a swerve and make Gunther win, and we could maybe create a longer feud out of this. I don't want that. I do want Nick Aldis to win this match, and I'm gonna say I predict Nick Aldis to win this match, but I do want to give the caveat that I'm not gonna be surprised if WWE swerves this.
You, everything you said, right? Like, this is a really feel good moment. And in the interviews that we've seen, like this is meant it. Like it meant something to him. Like the
Yep.
fact that he finally gets to be in that, in the WWE ring is it's not lost on him kind of thing. So I
Yeah.
really appreciate that. He's selling it up. Gunther, as always, doing an amazing job of selling up his matches. Even when he's fed bullshit, he's the consummate professional and just
Yes.
goes forward with it. And
He's a pro's pro.
he really is. Like he is the ring general for
Mm,
damn sure, man. Um,
absolutely.
so I this is a really hard one for me because it's like, yeah, on the one hand, you want to give it to Nick with his in-ring debut and like, hey, are they gonna like is he gonna be talent now? Is he actually gonna be part of the roster? Or is this, kind of a Pat McAfee one-off that might turn into more later on down the road, but really isn't, kind of thing?
I'm hoping so,
Um,
since they made him relinquish his GM role. I'm hoping that happens, but yeah, we'll have to see. You never know.
Yeah. I'm gonna say Gunther in this one.
That's fair.
Just
It's fair.
because it is what it is. And having him even in his debut, like I don't it's his debut, but it's not his debut, if that makes sense. It's
Yeah.
not like they're bringing him out when Oba came out or when Royce Keys came out or something. It's not the same. So I'm gonna say Gunther more as a safe bet.
No, and to your point, like if you have Nick Aldis kind of in a weird, in between position with, being an executive and being a wrestler, the easiest way to solidify him as a wrestler is to stretch that feud out, which again is a very fair reason why I could see it going either way here. But this is one of those situations where I'm really hoping WWE just gives us what we want, and that's a Nick Aldis win.
Yeah.
We don't talk much wrestling outside of this podcast, but we did discuss briefly the interview that Nick Aldis did on Chris Van Vliet. If you haven't seen it, he gets pretty emotional just speaking about the opportunity in the match. If you haven't seen it, I definitely recommend checking it out. You can tell how much this means to him and how special of a moment this is for him. And I just want him to. I'm sure he'll get his moment and his glory eventually, but this is one of those situations where I really do want instant gratification. Whether
Yeah.
it's the best for the long-term story or not, it's just you can't always count on a long-term story coming to fruition. So I want to see it now, and you could still build on it later. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Like I said, I'm not going to be surprised either way here.
Yeah.
Um, and
And
then
I
next,
like
we
this
no,
is
go ahead,
one
go
of
ahead. Sorry.
yeah, no, I'm just saying like this is one of the matches I'm most excited about. Like this is a solid
Oh,
mid-card
100%.
match. This is never going to be a main event or anything like that. This is solid mid-card to lower mid-card territory for sure. But I'm honestly, this is one of my like top 3 matches that I want to see at SummerSlam over both nights. Like I just
Oh,
I they've both sold it so well. They've done the work and made me invested. I want to watch it now.
I agree with you. This is actually probably the match that I'm most excited for. I'm not, and that's not even a shot at the card. Um,
Mm-mm.
it's just, like I said, I know Nick Aldis's body of work well enough to where, and again, you see how important it is to him when he's doing interviews. Like, I'm super excited about this. This is something I've been waiting for a long time. So yeah, this actually is what I'm most looking forward to. Yeah.
All right. So
So
and then
so yeah,
yeah, what we got
good. Yeah,
next?
we got the bloodline with the Usos and Jacob Fatu versus LA Knight, Royce Keys, and Solo Sikoa. I'm looking forward to this as well. Um, I've heard some
Just
people.
weird.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say
I
it's
know.
weird.
There's a lot going on here. There's a lot going on here without a doubt. And it's got mixed feedback from the IWC on social media. Uh, for me, I am looking forward to it. I feel like this is a chapter. This isn't going to be like the final straw. I could see this being a battle within the war, which there's always already been, a few to say the least. But I am looking forward to this match. I don't. This is another tough one to call because I think it's a battle within the war. Ah, gosh, I don't know. It's tough. If I had to pick, I think I'm gonna go with the bloodline here. Um, I'm still really on the fence with what direction Solo Sikoa is going. He's turned into actually a pretty decent face so far. So as much as I'm not certain whether he's going to wind up turning and joining the bloodline or not. I don't. I think it would be silly for WWE to do that at least right now because he is over as a face, and we've never seen him as a face. So I I I'm interested in it, and he's doing a good job. And there's not a lot of great faces out there right now. I think that you run with Solo Sikoa as a face for a little bit, but yeah, ultimately, I think the Bloodline's going to take this one. What about you?
It's really hard. Like I could
Yeah.
see this being the catalyst of like he was working the crowd the whole time, and actually he's gonna go and join the bloodline after this,
Mhm.
which would make no sense at all. They had Solo in the bloodline before, and it didn't work. Like it worked
It
for that
worked.
aspect of like, hey, we need an enforcer to come in and cheat for Roman.
Yeah,
But
but now you have Jacob to do that.
now you have Jacob to do that, and Jacob's way better in the ring. Like no shade on Solo, but like Jacob, I feel like is way better in the ring, and he just has that natural like, holy shit, I want to watch the Samoan Werewolf. Like he gives that vibe. Solo was there. I could give a rat's ass if he was there or not there. Like honestly, when he was there, when Jacob's there, I noticed that Jacob's there. If that makes any
Yeah.
sense, right?
No,
His
no,
presence actually does mean something.
I agree. He brings a different level of intensity, whether he's cutting a promo or in the ring. I think you could compare him to most of the roster, and Jacob is better in the ring than most. Not all, but most. Jacob, for his
Yeah.
size and build, is
Oh,
uh is deceptively agile, and he
yeah.
is very entertaining to watch in the ring as well as on the mic. So yeah, I agree with you. I'm with Jacob over Solo as far as the enforcer role too. Um,
Yeah.
Solo's graduated kind of from that, so I wouldn't see him going back in there. But overall, I agree with you. I think that putting him back in the bloodline, at least at this time, wouldn't make much sense.
No, it wouldn't. And you're right. Like he's getting over as a face. And honestly, this is the most interested I've been in Solo Sokoa ever. Like, and I
Yeah,
mean ever. Like
I agree.
he's entertaining now. He's given me a reason to care about him. So why would you take that away and just have him be the nameless thug who just sits there behind Roman looking mean with his, taped up thumb that he's gonna stab in somebody's neck? Like it doesn't make any
Yeah,
sense. Why would you move in that direction?
I
Uh,
agree.
that being said, because creative is morons sometimes. Like
Mhm.
that's why they would move in that direction.
Yeah.
Um, honestly, like you know what? I'm gonna go the opposite. You picked Bloodline. I'm gonna go LA Knight, Royce Keys, and Solo. Just for the curveball of it all. I think if you're gonna keep him a face, you need him to be a face. Like you need him to overcome. And I don't think it does any damage to the bloodline if they lose, but I think it does damage Solo if he loses. So
Mm.
um
Yeah, yeah, that's fair.
so
That's fair.
I think they're gonna I think that I'm gonna lock that in as my bet. LA Knight, Race Keys, and Solo.
Okay. Yeah, totally cool. Up next, we got Women's World Championship, Liv Morgan going in as champion against Io Sky. I gotta tell you, I couldn't give less of a shit about this match, and it's a championship match. To my knowledge, this is Liv's first title defense in over 100 days. She already lost to Io Sky for the Queen of the Ring. So for that reason, I'm gonna say Liv Morgan. I don't really have much else to say about this. Like I said, I just don't care. The buildup has been sloppy and stupid, and I've already given my thoughts on previous episodes about, the Queen of the Ring buildup. Um, yeah, I don't really have much to say. I think Liv Morgan takes it just because it's, classic 50-50 booking in wrestling, but and we've seen EO be champ a bunch. I not that this Liv Morgan title reign is anything, but I'd guess that she's probably gonna win.
All right, so yes, that absolutely makes a lot of sense. Sorry for the long pause there, everyone.
No, you're good. You're good.
Um, I it makes sense that Liv wins because the booking just on this has been so atrocious. I think because she lost Queen of the Ring, um, obviously she's gonna go in and she's gonna get, like she's gonna have Roxy, she's gonna have Raquel there to back her up and everything. Um, but I think we see a return of Mommy in this to even out
Mm,
the odds. And I think that in that distraction chaos, EO picks it up. And then they can like do their hug and all that fun stuff or whatever that they do. But
okay.
yeah, I think that we get Rhea coming out to assist in, like evening the numbers with the Judgment Day and leaving Liv one on one with EO more or less, and then EO
Can you
takes it.
can you have Rhea get too involved though when you have a tournament going on right now for her championship?
I think so, but WWE doesn't care about oversaturation. Like they've proven that.
Fair.
Um, and Rhea is the goal of the tournament, but she's not in the tournament. So
Yeah. Yeah.
her showing
Okay.
up and being like, hey, here's my friend. They get to, maybe do the belt clink in the ring or something. They're both champions. They both come from being Rio and tag champs or, all that to both being world champions at the same time and stuff. It's a good feel good story that
Yeah.
makes sense to me. And
Uh,
it does make sense because you expect the Judgment Day to come in and then you expect EO to get overwhelmed. So you don't necessarily expect her to have help coming out because she doesn't have a tag partner and isn't part of a faction or anything. So it would make sense that Rhea would come out to me in my head, at least.
okay.
So
Fair enough. Up next, we got the WWE Championship between CM Punk and Cody Rhodes. CM Punk obviously going in as champion. Uh, this is I'm interested in this. I like this. I think they're both, two top guys, both faces, which is, interesting. You don't always see that in a PLE championship match. I'd love to see one of these guys go heel, particularly Cody. But I'm not holding my breath for it. I think it's going to be a good match. Like I said, these guys are both, really unbelievable wrestlers. Maybe not, as flashy in the ring, but total build, they're both, I think, as good of a wrestler as you could want in your company.
oh
Um,
yeah.
yeah, I mean, so this is this isn't this. I think CM Punk's going to win this match. I think, as much as I like Cody, I think that we've gotten too hard of a dose for Cody for quite a while. I think we need a little break from him as champion right now, and that's okay. He did a great job. I love Cody Rhodes. I think he's awesome. I think Punk needs to have a little bit of a title reign here. He needs, to rack up a few defenses. I think, and obviously going over on Cody is always a very strong thing to have on your title resume. So yeah, I think Punk takes this one.
I agree with like damn near everything that you said. I feel like this would be another perfect opportunity for Cody to go heel.
Mm,
And I don't think that they're going to take it. And it's like they keep setting him up in these perfect situations that it would be like the jaw dropping moment
yeah,
for him to do it. And then they waste it and let him continue to be QB1 and just go in, squeaky clean and shit. And it sucks because I want heel Cody so bad.
I know. I
Um,
I do too. I really do.
I mean, Heel Punk is amazing. Don't get me wrong. I would love CM Punk going back to heel. And they're both great faces too. Like this is just a weird matchup where it's just
Hmm.
you basically put it's your classic. You have two babyface titans of the industry going at each other, and it's going to be a fantastic match. Like you said, these are probably two of the most technically sound wrestlers in the world, period. Just hands down.
Yeah,
And it's it's like almost like that callback to when we got to see the one time we got to see Daniel Bryan and CM Punk in the ring for like a mid card match or whatever, it was non-title or anything, and they just brought the house
yeah,
down.
yep,
Like I'm expecting that to happen here. Um, I'm with you. The hard part about picking this is that we've had title fatigue on both of them. Like
yeah,
CM Punk just got rid of his belt to Roman, right? After holding it for a long ass time. Cody has been now I think a three-time champion and held
yes,
it for a long ass time. He's dominant.
yes,
He's starting to do the whole dominating WrestleMania thing, or at least was. Um, but honestly, I think if you're going with that route, keeping it on Punk makes more sense because it allows the versatility for Cody if you do want to change plans with him later on down the line. Because I feel like once you put the title on Cody, you're locking him in. That's whatever it is. That's what he's gonna be. Like he can't evolve his character at all while he's wearing the belt. So I think that if they want Cody to be QB1 and kind of do any kind of character evolution, maybe a heel turn or something down the road, any kind of that work, that the belt has to stay on CM Punk. So, and that would be the smarter business option because Cody's the younger guy. CM Punk is going to be gone long before Cody Rhodes is. At least I believe that
yeah.
just because of age and how beat up he is.
Uh-huh.
Um, so yeah, I'm gonna go with you on this one. I'm picking CM Punk to retain, and I think it's gonna be a banger. I'm excited for it, but
Oh
I
yeah,
think CM Punk's gonna pull it out.
yep, yep. I agree, and that's the main event of night one. Night two, it looks like we're kicking it off with the IC Championship. Pentagon as champ versus Chad Gable. This is a weird match because it's a match I want to care more about, but don't. I as much as I've liked Penta in the past, I feel like I don't like. I just he's not doing he's not involved in any story that I care that much about. Chad Gable, obviously coming off the heels of being El Grande Americano, he's doing a hard face turn right now. I like Chad Gable. I think he's incredible in the ring. I like this face turn he's doing. I'm even starting to get on with his corny music. I think this and going back to what we were saying about a week go home episode, like you didn't even have Chad Gable on there. You had Chad Gable
Yeah,
with like a little video package, but I just feel like how are you not even going to have him on the show? But anyway, that's nor here nor there. I like Chad Gable to win this IC title. This Penta championship reign has been nothing noteworthy in my opinion. Chad is he's getting over right now. I think this IC title would be really good for him. They might have mentioned this. I don't think he's ever held a singles title, so it's time.
it's
He
not.
deserves it. Yeah, he absolutely deserves it. It's not like Penta's, like I said, he's not doing anything super hot right now. It just seems like the right time to take it off of Penta, and Chad Gable's as good as anybody to put it on.
I I have no issue with Penta as champion. I have no issues with Penta, period. Penta is literally the reason why I started to give a second glance and a more fair shot to Lucha Libre, honestly. Um, yeah, I feel like he's been a pretty consistent fighting champion, both on WWE and in AAA. Like he's defended it over there also, which is great.
Yeah.
Um, so I no issue with that, but I do feel like he's held it long enough that it should go on to somebody else. And I feel like Chad Gable is deserving of that. If all the work that he's put in throughout the years, he's never held a singles title is
Hmm.
absolutely crazy to me. That's like when you start looking at was it Cesaro and having
Yeah.
like Cesaro never being able to get there, even though he was fucking Cesaro. Like it makes no sense. Um, Chad Gable has been tearing it up, just being a technical powerhouse since his debut in NXT, and he's never wavered from that. And I'm picking him just because I think it's time to pass it on, and I think that Chad is deserving of it.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, it's going to be in Minneapolis, which is where Chad
Oh yeah,
Gable's also from. So I definitely feel like they finally give him his first singles title, which totally agree. It's criminal that this would be his first, but I think he gets it here. I'd be shocked otherwise.
yeah. That pop's
Yeah.
going to be amazing too, by the way. Like
Oh
for both
yeah,
Brock
yeah,
and for him, like those
yeah.
pops are going to be crazy.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Um, And yeah, like it would be nice because you're opening up on a letdown for Minneapolis, right? With Brock losing essentially. Like if that goes the way we say it goes, you're opening SummerSlam night one, but the overall PLE with Brock losing and retiring, right? In his
yeah.
hometown, which is how it should go. But
Hmm.
that sucks for the crowd who wants to see their homeboy win, right?
Yeah,
Then you go on
yeah.
night two, you open it up with the hometown boy wins his first
Yep.
title at home. Like that's just the feel good after the letdown. I feel like that's a good balance.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. It like I said, it would be shocking if they went on any other direction. And then yeah, following that, we got the other mid card title with the United States Championship. We got Trick Williams going as champ against the recently returned Baron Corbin. Um, now this is,
Can we can we comment on this for a second because we
of
didn't get a
course,
chance to yet?
yeah,
The fuck happened here, man? Like
I know this was a little
I'm just
random.
right of all the people, Baron
Mm,
Corbin shows back up and is now like I'm happy for him. Like
yeah,
I like him. I like him in the ring. I think he is like he has shown that he can not just be the big strong look at me, I'm intimidating guy, but he had his whole comedy thing that he was doing for a while.
mm,
Uh he's very entertaining. I would just say that Baron Corbin is very entertaining. I'm happy that he's back, but it was just such a what the fuck that I'm still not over it a
yeah,
little bit,
yeah.
you know?
It was a little bit of a head scratcher return. I hate to say it like that because so Baron Corbin, I have kind of conflicting views on how I feel about him. Every time I see him interviewed outside of the ring, I think he seems like a really cool, decent dude. I always enjoy the interview. I like him, but I've always had trouble liking him kayfabe, I guess. In the ring, on the mic, there's always something missing for me. The character they're trying to make him, it just seems like a miss. But this feels good. The return felt good. They're not really trying to make him anything other than, a big strong guy, which he is. I, this is a little tough. I'm not sure what they're gonna do. I'm gonna predict Baron Corbin to win, and the reason is not that Trick isn't doing a good job as the U.S. champion. I think he is, and I like Trick Williams a lot. I think his future is incredibly bright. But
Mm-hmm.
man, you you
100%.
just you just brought Baron Corbin back. You make him look like $1 million. Having him lose in his first match back, which is at a PLE for a title, seems like you'd be setting him up to not succeed again. If you want to give
Yeah.
Baron Corbin another chance and you want him to hit the ground running, you got to give him the strap. It's just a mid card title. And I'm not saying just like they don't mean anything. They should anyway. They don't always, they do. Um, but I think if you want to make good with Baron Corbin and try to get him over, I think you gotta give him the title here. And I want to see it.
Yeah. I wholeheartedly agree. Trick can't evolve and go on to bigger and better things unless you let him free of the mid card and let him get to bigger and better things. He's a future world champion. It hands down, Trick Williams is gonna hold the world championship at some point in his career. He's too talented. He's too charismatic. He's too good on the mic not to. He's just like it's waiting, right? He just needs to
Yeah.
do his time. So I feel like getting him up to a higher echelon and getting him into those bigger matches, those tournament matches where he's going to be a first contender or your number one contender and stuff like that, which he was in the number one contender match, right? Or the qualifier for the number one contender
Oh
match.
yeah, yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right about
So
that.
he's already in like there, he's in that consideration and it doesn't feel forced. It feels real, right?
Yeah.
So I feel again, did he's been an amazing champion, but it's I he feels big fish in a little pond to me with the US title. And I want him to go out, even if he's not immediately a champion elsewhere, I want him to go out and get those bigger storylines and, get that higher level of exposure and everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna say Baron Corbin wins this. If nothing else, not only to kickstart the revival of Baron Corbin's career, but to also kickstart and let loose Trick Williams so he can go off and try other stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Um, yeah, up next we got Human Money's on a pole match. Danhausen versus Dominic Mysterio. I will say as much as I've been enjoying Danhausen, I think I got my first taste of the wall with the segment on Raw with him and Joe Hendry. I thought it was bad. I think they're gonna start getting to a point where they're overdoing it with Danhausen. I think they got to pump the brakes a little bit. Um,
Mhm.
this match I'm still excited about. I think it's going to be a fun match. Um, but yeah, I mean, honestly, it is what it is. Like this is kind of more of a the goofy angles that wrestling takes sometimes, which I enjoy, I like, but there's not really much more to this match than we've been watching build up. Danhausen's obviously been a thorn in the Judgment Day side. Him and Dom are going to have another match here. I think that I think Danhausen wins this match. Uh, but I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I could also see Dom winning and then, another shenanigan with, whatever, is, being the money's being held in and it's another little prank. I wouldn't be surprised here. This is one of those matches that doesn't really matter. It's not really gonna do much, as far as the future. I'm kind of hoping they start to move away from this feud after this. I think they've done overall a good job with it, but there's not much more you can do with it. But yeah, I think I have to go with Danhausen winning this.
Yeah. I'm with you on that. They are to overexpose him for sure. That segment was not great.
Mhm.
I love Danhausen. I've not been shy about that. Um, but yeah, too much too fast is still too much, right? Like,
Yeah.
so, and I mean, it's the same thing with with our truth, right? You
Mhm.
wheel them out when it makes sense and it's just gold and you let that happen. And you can make opportunities for that to happen, but it doesn't have to be three times every week, like kind of thing.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love this feud. I think that the Judgment Day and Dominic Mysterio in particular and JD were absolutely perfect for this.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Absolutely. 100%.
yeah, their ability to go in and just roll with it and just be this comedic, like it's still serious, but it's still very much comedy at the same time. Walking that line and just having it be as good as it has been is just a testament to their skill, like both on the mic, on the camera, in the ring, everything. They've had to back it up in every way, shape, or form during this whole thing, and I feel like they have. So I'm actually picking Dominic from this. I don't know if it ends the feud or if you, like you said, it's like a weird thing where it's not actually the money and it's some weird smoke bomb or something that happens. Um, I don't care. I think Dominic is gonna win it. And I do think maybe like the feud continues on for a little bit, but I think it'll be the catalyst that starts to let it die out a bit. And Dom,
Yeah,
and then that frees him up. Dom can go back to doing other stuff and, do the more serious storylines and everything. Danhausen can go back to finding other people to curse. He doesn't have to focus on the Judgment Day for, more months and everything.
yeah,
So I think Dom's gonna pick it up, but I think it's gonna be fun. You're right. It's just a feel good match. It doesn't matter. The outcome doesn't matter. It's just fun. So
yeah.
yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Up next, we got the number one contender match for the WWE Championship. We got Sami Zayn versus Finn Balor. To me, I'm just going to say it up front. I think Sami Zayn's going to win this, but this is a good match. For one, it's going to be a banger. Both of these guys can go in the ring. They're both guys who were, before they came to the company a long time ago, they were both big indie darlings. They they've had overall, good careers. Both of them very short world title runs for different reasons, but and they're both guys who the audience has wanted and kind of clamored to see them reach the top again. I don't think there's been a very big build to this, so it's hard to kind of have that heated feud going in. But I think that after Sammy just lost the belt after 9 days, it would be a little silly to kind of make him go on a hard hunt again where he keeps coming up short. So I think we see Sammy take this one.
I agree with you. I think I'm gonna go Sammy with this. Also, I don't think
Mm.
there's a wrong choice, honestly. And both of them are kind of building up in that same path, right? Of like, we've been shit on, we're here, we're getting more crowd support. Now we deserve to be at the top. And we've called for both of us have called for both Sammy and Finn to be
Mhm.
world champions like this year. Like we've they both have deserved it and they both got, kind of shit on a little bit. Sammy finally did pull it out, but um yeah, I think that overall it makes more sense for Sammy than it does for Finn, and that sucks to say because I love Finn and I love his new angle. Um but yeah, it just coming off of holding the title, then losing the title in your first defense, and then having to build your way back up to be a number one contender is crazy to me. It's just
Yeah,
that
yeah, no, it
like
is.
Cody just gets to walk right in, and it's like he doesn't even get a rematch clause or something like that. You can't even make it a triple threat. It is crazy to me. Like it just, I don't know.
The disrespect to
So
Sami Zayn is unfathomable.
yeah,
Unfathomable.
unfathomable. Uh, no, so I legit, I agree. I think it hurts Sammy more to lose than it does Finn because Finn has just kind of been treading water out there a little bit, where
Mhm.
Sammy does have legitimate momentum going right now. So I think Sammy does take it, but I think it might be like a weird thing where Finn still works his way into it being a triple threat down the road or something. Like I don't think Finn's out, down and out, but
Yeah.
I don't think that he necessarily gets the title of number one contender here.
Yep. Yep. I agree. And in full disclosure, I uh I do probably got to wrap up pretty quickly. I do have a few things. We do have full-time jobs here. I hate to say it, but
That's true.
yeah, so I'm gonna try to make these next two matches quick, and then we'll hit the power rankings. But next match
Yeah.
is a five-way interim WWE Women's Championship ladder match. You got Charlotte Flair, Jade Cargill, Tiffany Stratton, Chelsea Green, and one of either Julia or Lash Legend. I will say I off the bottom, I don't see Julia or Lash Legend win. I'm not saying that's not in their future. I think they both have a lot of potential, but it wouldn't make any story sense to give them a title right now. I'd say lately they've been much less featured than they were just a couple months ago. I don't see either one of them taking it. Obviously, I don't even think I have to say this. If you've listened to the show at all, I'm a big mark for Chelsea Green. That is who I want to win. And you know what? Like, the other choices here are Charlotte, who we've seen hold the belt a million times, Jade Cargill, just a few months ago, coming off of one of the more boring title reigns we've seen in years. And then Tiffany Stratton, who for some reason is still a face, and you know, whatever. She's the U.S. champion. I you it's easy to see them going with Flair, Carhill, or Stratton. But I'm going to go out on a limb and I'm going to say our girl Chelsea Green gets it done today. I don't think a lot of people are expecting it. I think a lot of people want it. I don't know how many people are actually expecting it. And I think if you're a WWE writer, she's done enough work and done enough good things to where you can see how she does. And it's the interim belt too, which I think is a really stupid concept, but I will save that rant because of time. But yeah, I'm going to say Chelsea Green for this one.
If you have listened to the show, you know our opinions on everything that John just said. Tiffany is out. She's the current U.S. champion. There's zero chance that she becomes the interim champion and the U.S. champion. They're not doing the double champion stuff anymore, especially not in this realm. It would have to be a title versus title, I feel like, to do that.
Mm.
So she's out. I think you're right. Julia or Lash are out, and the other two are boring. So you know what? We're on the Chelsea train, y'all.
I pledge my allegiance to Chelsea Green. All right.
Pledge.
Yeah, hopefully that happens. I will definitely be super excited if Chelsea gets her belt. And
Yep.
then we got the World Heavyweight Championship between Roman going in as champ and Seth. This is obviously a story that's been going on for a very long time since they've been in the Shield. If you're listening to this show, you're obviously a wrestling fan. You probably are aware of it. But yeah, Roman really wants this opportunity to beat Seth. Seth wants his championship back. Both of them have a good enough reason to want to feud here. And again, like history aside, um, but yeah, I don't see I see Roman getting his win over Seth and retaining the title. I don't see Seth winning.
I I'm torn on this one because they've built up that storyline aspect so much of, oh, Roman's never beat him. Roman's never beat him. Sammy or Seth has taken him out every time, kind of thing.
Mm.
So it's obviously, they're kind of building towards that, but also that would be the swerve, right? Like we're all expecting Roman to come in and SummerSlam is kind of the peak of summer, right? Like Roman said, you're going to be seeing me all summer long. Well, after SummerSlam, you kind of stop thinking about summer. So I'm going Seth. I'm just going dark horse and
Okay.
going Seth on this one. I'm like,
Okay.
hey, throw the curveball. I'm here for it. He never lost the title. He
Yeah.
gets the title back. He maintains that bit of Roman can't beat me one-on-one. And it just I think it opens it up to fuel for something interesting with Roman Reigns other than, hey, I'm the tribal chief that has the belt, you know?
Fair enough. That would be a curveball for sure. But yeah, wackier things have happened and fair enough prediction. So yeah, going into the top fives here. Um, I'm going to give less explanation than I usually do. Or at least I'm going to try to, but you know how it goes. You want to start with the women or the men?
Let's go with the men.
All right. All right. So honorable mentions, you got Chad Gable and I have to. I know he's not on the main roster anymore, but I got to give an honorable mention to Grayson Waller. Just cut one of the best promos I've seen in years on NXT.
Oh,
If you
I
haven't
was
seen it, go
fire.
check it out. Yeah, it was
Hell
great.
yeah.
So I'm gonna give him an honorable mention, not on that. All right, and number five, I got Solo. Like I said, he's been doing good work as a face, good storyline going on. Number four, I got Nick Aldis. I'm just happy for the dude. Glad he's gonna get his match. Just excited. Number three, I got Punk going in as world champion. Two, Seth. One, Roman. The Roman Seth feud is good. I'm really digging it. So I got them at the number one and two spot. What about your top fives for the gents?
So for the honorable mention, the exact same thing actually.
All
Chad
right.
Gable and Grayson Waller. For
Awesome.
all of those
Awesome.
reasons, they're
Yeah.
on there being they're killing it. So Sammy, he's still in the hunt after getting the world title. Having the world title and then having losing it. Now he's a chance to be world champion again. So he gets the number 5 slot. Number 4 is
Right.
Danhausen, just because he's finally getting a shot at a PLE. Like that's like one of the big four. Um, I'm here for that. I love me some Danhausen. Number three, Oba. I bumped him down the list because this feud has gone kind of nowhere, and it's kind of been doing the really predictable shit. I don't know. Like, why do we need a weigh-in? It's wrestling. Why do we
I
need a
know
weigh-in?
that it was so stupid. I thought the same thing.
This is not MMA, guys. I don't care
Yeah,
TKO. It's different. You own a different subsidiary. Just accept it. Stop trying to turn it into the UFC.
yeah. And Brock didn't
Um,
even step on the scale. He was just like, "This is what I
yeah.
weigh." Like, yeah,
Oh,
like
I weigh
it was
1 pound
pointless.
over you. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like, okay, sure.
we're just gonna,
We're just
yeah.
gonna believe him.
It wasn't worth that for that little kind of jigger.
No, it wasn't. For number two, I have Roman because, title and the fact that his promos and everything have just been really, really good leading up to this match.
Mhm.
If nothing else, I will say Roman has the ability to sell a match. At least he does now. So
Absolutely.
I'm like, I'm here for him, man. And number one, Seth. Uh, Seth's my guy right now, man.
Hey,
Seth's my guy.
yeah,
Um,
awesome.
all right.
Yeah, I mean, good
You know
list.
what? All right, so for the women, I'll run through it real quick. I'll kick it
Yeah,
off.
cool.
Honorable mention, I got Jessie Jane. She
Hey,
her
all right.
her mic skills are amazing, guys, and she's like effortless on that thing. You give her the
Yeah,
stick and she runs with it. Um, and she's great in the ring. Like, aside from the whole like fatal influence always interfering on her behalf and stuff, when she's in there, she is great in the ring. So she gets an honorable mention. I hope they do more for her. Number five, we got Sol Ruka. Um, she's been doing great stuff. She was the IC champion, and she was for a reason. That's it. Number four, I put EO down. She keeps inserting herself in, the different matches and everything, so she stays in the spotlight. And like I said, I think she's gonna take it. So she gets up there. Number three, same shit. Naya jumps on the list here
okay, I like
because
this.
she's been they've been putting her up and kind of screwing her over in this bit. And you know what? It's made it interesting because it's now she's gotten screwed over 2 times for this match. Now I want to see Naya come in and just screw everybody else over. Like that's what's gonna happen, and I'm here for it. Uh
All
number
right.
two, number two is our main girl, Chelsea. She's in this match, and I really want her to pull it through. Plus, they've been giving her a lot more screen time, and anytime Chelsea's on the TV is a good time. So,
Totally
and
agree.
for number one, finally got her goddamn flowers. We got
You're
Raquel
damn right.
Rodriguez, the new IC champion. Oh
Yes,
man,
sir. Long awaited. We've
finally
been
she
talking
got
about this for a
something,
while.
dude. It should have been a world
Yeah.
championship, in my opinion, but you know what? Screw it. She deserves the hell out of this.
I
So she gets
agree.
that number one spot.
Hey, I love it. So for me, honorable mention, I got Tiffy. You know, she's doing decent stuff. I mean, I guess decent enough stuff with the US title. I guess it hasn't been that much, but she is involved and she's in the title scene. So give honorable mention to Tiffy. Number five is Chelsea. I think that spoiler alert, if things go the way we're both hoping, she'll be number one on the next episode. But
Yeah,
right
she
now
will.
I'm going off of potential and hope. So number five, Chelsea, number four, EO, number three, Liv. Number two is somebody who I'm actually pretty impressed. I mean, with I guess the shift in character is Maxine Dupree. Um, yeah, I mean, I'm not saying all of it makes great sense or it's been a real smooth transition, but her as a heel with the vision, I don't know, it's kind of working for me at least right now.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I mean, you agree, right? Like it's been pretty
Yeah,
fun.
yeah, no, yeah, it's working. Like it's working more than when she was with Alpha Academy or whatever. So
Yeah, yeah. So I agree. And then yeah, number one, obviously, Raquel. Like we've been talking about this for a long time, hoping that she'd come through and get the opportunity. And every time it's like Charlie Brown trying to kick the football. It's exactly what it is.
yep,
We
yep.
finally got it this time. Couldn't be happier. Super pumped about it. Um, but yeah, I'm just excited. I'm hoping for more of this and just excited to keep watching.
Yeah, same. So yeah, the PLE's on Saturday. We still have SmackDown tonight to get through, and then yeah, we'll try and record next week with our takeaway episodes. For all of us here at Make Us Believe, I am Michael.
I'm John.
Don't stop believing, guys.